Welcome back. It's a brand new season of Cars with Big Boy Trev. I'm Big Boy Trev, and this season we've got amazing stuff. All the latest vehicles from Mobius, Grenadier, the brand new Range Rover, LC300 Land Cruiser, and so much more. You do not want to miss that. But first things first, let's take a look at the highlights of today's show.
This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, we get up close and personal with Mobius Motors, Kenya's first indigenous automotive company. We get to understand its vision for the country and, of course, visit the assembly center where the magic happens. Finally, we review Nissan's latest crossover, the Nissan Magnite. Catch this and much, much more on your Cars with Big Boy Trev, only on KTN Home.
Welcome to Cars with Big Boy Trev News, where we give you the lowdown of what's happening across the world. Our first news item for this brand new season, it's all about the much anticipated Land Cruiser LC300. Now that's available in Kenya. It was launched about a couple of months, 2 months ago. And of course, Toyota Kenya, the authorized dealers of this Toyota LC300. So what makes it different from the previous generation? Well, they've dropped the V8s, now they're all V6s. So you have an option of either having a 3.3-liter turbo diesel V6 twin turbo that produces 227 kilowatts and 700 newton meters of torque per sent to the four wheels, courtesy of a 10-speed automatic transmission. For those who love petrol derivatives, you have a 3.5-liter V6 twin turbo as well. 315 kilowatts and of course 650 newton meters of torque per sent to the four wheels, also on a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now it actually comes with a raft of changes as well. From the interior, you do have a fantastic interior. It's a big 12.3-inch tablet-style display. That's a multimedia information that actually houses Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. What do we expect this car to retail? Prices start from anywhere from 17 million all the way to 22.5 million. And of course, comes with a 3-year, 100,000-kilometer warranty, whichever comes first. And is actually sold and serviced by Toyota Kenya. So make sure you visit their showroom on Mombasa Road, along Uhuru Highway actually, and get to see and feel the car. Welcome to Cars with Big Boy Trev social media section. We give you the room to speak about what you've seen on the show. We start with somebody by a guy called Simon Wanzia, and he says, what is your rating for the Mobius 3 between 1 and 10? Well, I can't say much at the moment until I spill the beans later on Cars with Big Boy Trev. In the next few episodes, you'll see the full review of the Mobius 3. And of course, we're going to take you through the highlights, how it's built, the team behind it, the rationale why they built the car, and of course, give you my value for money analysis. So make sure you tune in, Simon. Our second person is a guy, and he's called Apolloni Paul, and he says, we've surely missed you guys. Welcome back. Well, thank you. It's been a long time. The pandemic has really, slowed down progress in as far as the automotive space is concerned. But launches have happened, and we've covered all of them. We are continuously striving to give you the best news from across the world. So make sure you tune in to Cars with Big Boy Trev. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, comments, or queries about the show, what you've seen, please do not hesitate to write to us as seen on the social media handles below: CBBT_TV, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course YouTube. So until next week, guys, be safe. They say chance favors the prepared mind. Cars with Big Boy Trev has been in existence for close to 4 years. And I'm happy to give you the journey that the Kenyan automobile space has come. Today on Cars with Big Boy Trev, it's all about Mobius Motors. Now, this one is big. Who is Mobius? What is the vision behind creating Mobius Motors? What steps did they take the particular platform, Mobius 1, 2, and 3? The assembly process, and of course, way and give you a full review of the Mobius 3, which we are all eagerly anticipating. So make sure you catch Cars with Big Boy Trev. Now, flashback to 1985, my year of born, and I can tell you for a fact that at that time, the Asian tigers were coming up. Now, these societies, including Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, were coming away from being agricultural societies into becoming full-scale manufacturing. They had embraced manufacturing as a key component of growing their economies. Now, Proton, for example, in Malaysia, they had a big dream of creating their own vehicle called the Proton. So in 1985, they launched the Proton. Fast forward into a few years, like a year or later, our late president, Daniel Arap Moi, had a vision as well. When will Kenya create our own vehicle? So he actually instructed Nairobi University, Kenya Polytechnic, Numerical Machining Complex to actually come up with a product, a vehicle that is built for Kenya by Kenya. Well, it wasn't the best of vehicles, but it showed that we have the capacity and the will to do something like that. Fast forward to 2010, A gentleman by the name of Joel Jackson was in the coastal area and he realized there's a big gap. What's the gap? Kenyans don't have reliable, affordable mobility solutions that can be able to handle our rough and tough terrain. So what does he do? He creates Mobius Motors with a vision of creating such kind of mobility. Now, the 10 years has been very good. Of course, with the Mobius 1, Mobius 2, it's been through ups and downs. But today on Catch the Big Boy Trev, it's all about Mobius 3 and the vision. Now, this one is something that I've been waiting for. Many people have been saying, Trev, tell us about Mobius 3. Well, you have the lowdown here. So Catch the Big Boy Trev is extremely privileged to take you through the Mobius journey till today. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Catch the Big Boy Trev. I am Big Boy Trev and today it's all about the CBBT special. We visit plants and we tell you how cars are made. But the Kenyan dream of building our own vehicle is right here in Nairobi along Mombasa Road. It's time for us to see the Mobius Motors plant. Follow me. So guys, Mobius have been in existence for close to 10 to 11 years designing and building cars for Kenyans. But today, I have brought you to the home of Mobius Motors. Look at this expansive factory. This is where they assemble and build cars made for Kenya by Kenya. And I'm going to take you through the different processes. You're going to talk to the floor manager. He's going to give me a lowdown. What vehicles do they assemble? What is the assembly process? I mean, how long does it take to test and design the Mobius 3? And, of course, talk to the CEO, who's the person in charge of running the day-to-day business of this particular Mobius Motors. Talk about strategy. How do they attack East Africa? How do they penetrate the market? Because we know our market is heavy on grey imports. For that and much more, join Catch the Big Boy Trev shortly. So guys, I am right here at the Mobius Motors facility. Very clean, spotless. I'm even surprised, airy, and I can tell it's state of the art. But I'm home of somebody. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Daniel Alois. I'm the production and maintenance manager at Mobius Motors.
Okay.
We welcome you, Trevor, and to
you.
Mobius Motors.
Thank you. Guys have been really asking about the Mobius. Is this thing built in Kenya?
Yeah, as you can see,
Yes.
it is built in Kenya. You can see all over. We build it from scratch to the final product.
Now, where do we start? It's your home.
Yeah, so I'll take you through the shop floors. We'll be starting with the body shop, where we have a number of activities. Generally, within this shop floor, we have the CNC machine. So what this machine does, it cuts the sheet onto the right size, depending on what we want to do with it. So over here, we fit the panels.
Yes.
Yeah, done by the employees within here. So after the panels have been fitted and then bonding has taken place, of course, there's also quality check activity to ensure that our fitment is to the tolerance. So after that, we do clean up.
Yes.
Quality check and ascertain that it is completely a perfect product that can now be painted. Okay. So this is the panel fit, and you can see all of this has been built completely by Mobius. Okay. So I'll be taking you through the chassis line to show you what activities takes place within the chassis line. Okay. It's a chassis assemble jig. Yes. So we bring the chassis long members and then the cross members. They're assembled over here. Okay. We do the torquing and torque confirmation. Okay. And once it is ready, it is put onto the chassis trolley, ready for now chassis 2 operations. Here, this totally complete frame and engine. Now it's just waiting for final confirmation by the production team and the quality team. So they're confirming the critical torques that indeed marking has been done. You can see over here,
yes,
the first mark and the second mark. These are confirmation that indeed it has been fastened, yes, as per the requirements.
So for the viewers at home, what is trim? Maybe they need to understand what is trim, cabin and trim treatment.
Yeah, so it is all about the fitments in layman. Fitment that involves fitting of the seats, the seat belts, the center console, the dashboard, and all those components within the vehicle.
Yeah. As you can see, they are already busy working. They've already placed the floor mat. Now I think they're trying to put some of the
they're setting the steering, and you can see it's also fitting the panel itself. And over here, to ensure that the product is also not mutilated, yes, like right now, I'll be removing my watch, and I have to keep it away, yes, to ensure that totally safe, and the product is also safe, so I don't cause any other mutilation. So the product that we'll be having at the final stage is a perfect product that does not compel us to do a rework. And of course, every rework is a waste for us.
Wow. So after that, then the vehicle goes to the showroom?
After that, now the vehicle will go to the showroom. We hand it over to the commercial team now to sell it to the external customer.
Well, thank you. That has been a very insightful tour of the Mobius. Guys, do you believe this thing is being done here? With the kind of expertise he has managing this floor, I am super proud to be a Kenyan and super proud that we are building products that are targeting Kenyans. And obviously, I know Mobius is thinking bigger. East Africa. This is the way to go, and I'm really happy. Thank you so much for welcoming me to your house. Much appreciated. Continue the good job. I'm really happy that Kenyans are actually doing this, and I'm looking forward when you launch the next new product.
Sure, that will be very soon, and we'll welcome you.
So guys, let's take a break. We'll be right back after this. So guys, this is the key to Nissan's latest crossover in the market, the Nissan Magnite, and its price is starting at 2.7 million Kenya shillings, VAT inclusive. Do you reckon it's the best value for money crossover in the market? Let's start this review by taking a look at the highlights of this particular vehicle, starting with the design phase. So the first thing that you do notice when you look at the front is this massive quadratic grille. It reminds me of Superman, you know, the big S, but this one has a big Nissan badge. And actually this Nissan badge has the new logo that is 2D, no longer three-dimensional, because now brands are trying to become more emotive. So that 2D effect just gives this car that Janet car we keep on talking about on Cars Big Boy Trev. Chrome X-ups as well, as you can see, giving this car some chrome feel. Not only that, this quadratic wraparound lights, as you can see, are halogen. But on the higher spec Ascenta Plus, you do have an LED option. Then the signature daytime running lights. These L's are here, as you can see, just gives this car that dynamic look. And if in case you get stuck in Limuru, like where we are during the morning when there's fog, you do have fog lights that do come as standard in this particular vehicle. Now, remember, the color coding goes all the way, but the lower lip, there's this particular part, actually gives this car that rugged look and feel. The lower air dam splitter, again, shows that this car can do a little bit of off-roading. We're going to find out that later, but let's take a look at the side profile and see whether the design phase corresponds with the design at the front. So guys, as you can see from the side profile, again, beautiful design courtesy of Nissan design team. This particular silhouette looks like a coupe and it goes all the way flowing to the back. And as you can see, the different color coding, white roof, blue color on the body, and of course this silver rails just gives this car that premium look and feel. Not only that, you can see the design cues, the butchness. You can see the line crossing from the fender, rolling all the way to the lower hip line to the back, again gives this car a butch stance. Looks like a bulldog ready to attack and pounce the Kenyan terrain. Not only that, the plastic cladding that runs across the fender goes all the way to the lower door seal and to the back with this stainless steel look, just gives this car that off-road look and feel. I think it's important to just show people and visualize that this particular part just gives this car that off-roading sort of feel. You can actually do a bit of off-roading, which we're going to show you much later. So guys, moving over to the back, this is where matters become important. Why? Because the design language merge at the rear part. So as you can see, the infused rear spoiler, again giving this car that je ne sais quoi, start-stop brake light to ensure that anybody who's following this particular car can see that this guy is braking. And of course, as you can see, the rear panel, this is where they've done their magic. The design looks good. The quadratic tail lamps, of course, have the signature LED signature, just gives this car that good hue at night, especially when you're following it behind. The Magnite emblazoned on this panel, the 2D Nissan effect, the turbo, showing that this car is a 1 liter turbo, 24 kilowatts, and of course, it's actually paired to a CVT transmission, which I don't like, but I'll show you that it's been mapped to ensure that it feels like a proper automatic. Last but not least, the bumper, two-tone, and of course, it's got that rugged, squared-off design just to give this car that off-roading credentials. But the question still remains, how good is the cabin? We're going to jump in and see the seating capacity, the level of technology, the fit and finish, and of course, the sound system of the Magnite. Are you ready? Let's jump in and see what the Magnite is all about. So guys, you've seen from the walk around the design perspective of the Nissan Magnite. It's definitely magnificent and dynamic, suitable for the people who are actually in this generation, the young, upwardly mobile family. But the question is, how good is the interior? So step inside and have a look at this particular vehicle. And the first thing you do notice is this flamboyant design. So you can see some hexagonal shapes still, and of course just gives this car that je ne sais quoi that we keep on talking about on Cars Big Boy Trev. The highlight of this particular center console is tablet-style 8.1-inch multicolor and touch display that actually houses the radio, the navigation, and of course, you're able to integrate your smartphone using the Nissan app. Not only that, you're able to support this system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It doesn't matter which phone you have, but you basically can translate and transmit your phone from your phone to this particular screen, making you more productive. And I think that is the name of the game. It is about being productive as you traverse our beautiful country of Kenya. The gearbox as well, again, they've been decided, it's a basic design. It's not a gear shift, but it's a standard automatic design. They put some piano black finishing and some stainless steel extra just to give this car that premium look and feel. Some leather, stitched leather, as you can see, and it's a 6-speed, 6-step CBT transmission. Now, this particular vehicle is very comfortable. As you can see, big boy is 6'1". There's plenty of leg and headroom. Quad cab design gives you that space. You can see the time is gone, the steering is way ahead, so I'm able to drive very comfortably. Not only that, you're able to literally see there are no blind spots. These A-pillars are minimal to prevent blind spots, so you can see literally around the vehicle. Plus, this particular, their Center Plus comes with a 360-degree camera, so you're able to see everything that's happening. If you're reversing into something, you're able to see. It will warn you, and there are audible beeps just to make sure that you understand that you're parking. This car is built for the city, and that's why it's called the Magnite. Now, let's move to the back and have a look at the sitting space of this Nissan Magnite. All right, moving to the back, and I can tell you the space behind this particular Magnite is tremendous. It's big, it's phenomenal. All the big but huge. And I can tell you the Nissan has been well thought out. It's all about the clever packaging. How do you position the seat so that there's plenty of space, even for taller adults like myself? As you can see, there's plenty of headroom. Legroom is fantastic. And of course, I'm 6'1". So imagine for your kids, it's going to be a beautiful journey. Not only that, again, the seats are very supportive, very comfortable. I love this stitched pattern. It's upholstery, but it's been done on it's got that vibe. It's got a modern, edgy vibe. It also comes with 3-point safety belts that comes as standard. And as you can see, ISOFIX anchors to secure your baby. You need to have an ISOFIX anchor to fit the baby seat so that when the baby is involved or when the vehicle is involved in a crash, the baby is given maximum protection in case of a side impact or rollover. And that is so important to ensure that your babies, anybody who's below 12, should be at the back, belted, to ensure that their safety is catered for. But can it carry luggage? Can it carry gunias, warus, nyanyas? Let's move to the back and have a look at the boot space of the Nissan Magnite. So as we move to the back, we touch the soft opening on the boot lid to reveal 360 liters of boot space in the Nissan Magnite. The cavity is deep enough and can accommodate roughly 3 to 4 large suitcases, or in Kenyan terms, 3 or 4 gunias of potatoes, warus, or even your groceries. It doesn't matter what it is, but I can tell you for a fact, you can carry a lot. And you can secure them by using the tethers that are supplied across the lower parts of this vehicle. You have a light, courtesy light, to ensure that you're able to see whatever is inside this particular vehicle at any given time, plus a rear parcel shelf to prevent prying eyes from looking inside your luggage area. So guys, that's it. That's the interior review of the Nissan Magnite, but it's time for us to get on the road and feel the power of this 1-liter 3-cylinder turbo engine. 74 kilowatts, 140 newton meters of torque sent to the front wheels, courtesy of a 6-step CBT transmission. Is it gonna give me that vibe, that oomph that I need? Let's head out to the road and see the capability of the Nissan Magnite. Beautiful day today, and we are sampling the Nissan Magnite. Magnificent and dynamic, a proposition that Nissan is giving to the crossover market. And you know, these people are hard to please. They want style, they want performance, they want every single thing in one package that is affordable. Now, let's start with the performance. Now, this Magnite has only one type of engine. It's a 1-liter 3-cylinder turbo with 74 kilowatts and 160 newton meters of torque. The magic number is 160 newton meters of torque. That is the same kind of power you probably find on a well-tuned 1.6-liter naturally aspirated engine. So you have the grunt and the torque of a 1.6 liter, but with the fuel efficiency of a 1 liter. And of course, all that power is sent to the front wheels courtesy of a 6-step CVT transmission. Yes, you know, I'm not a big fan of CVT, but the name of the game is efficiency. That's what they're trying to do, building an efficiency platform. Now, apart from that, Nissan claims that the fuel economy figure will be 17 kilometers per liter, but obviously, in real world situations, it should be closer to about 13, in my view. That should be, but we're still testing it at the moment. But can you do a little bit of light off-roading? We're heading out to the T side of Kiambu and see the key factor to see whether this particular vehicle has what it takes to be your next crossover. So guys, you've just exited the highway and now we're in the beaten track. This simulates what you probably find when you're going up country, or for those who live in the Republic of Rongai and other allied areas like Kitengela, they might experience on an everyday level. So basically, this car is a crossover, meaning it can do both tarmac and a little bit of off-roading. So what does it have in its credentials? Number one is the high ground clearance. And one thing I do like about this ground clearance, it's roughly about 165 millimeters to 170, which is pretty good because our conditions and our roads are not as good as you'd expect in other countries. But it also allows you to be very flexible and able to literally go off-road. Not like, you know, like a big Nissan Patrol, but it's able to do the pretty basic stuff. One thing that also I do like about how the CBT has been tuned, the gearbox, is the fact that it doesn't slip at very low RPM. Remember, this is a turbocharged vehicle, so the torque is actually available from as low as 1500 RPM. Basically meaning you have enough torque to propel it through upper hills or a steep descent without slipping. Then add to the fact that it's got traction control and stability control, so it minimizes wheel spin because this is front wheel drive and allows you to have maximum grip at any given time. So I mean, the overall general feel of the vehicle while going off-roading is fantastic, and I love the fact that Nissan has ensured that it can actually survive in our treacherous Kenyan conditions. But the biggest question still remains is, what is the value for money proposition? Let's head over to value for money. So guys, that's it. That's a full review of the Nissan Magnite. I love the way it performs, very peppy 1-liter turbo engine, and of course compared to the CVT. Number 2, it's very stylish, it looks very modern. Number 3, the space factor, amazing. Number 4, the comfortability. I like the fact that it's a very refined vehicle to drive. And number 5, absolute value for money, plenty of technology. But the biggest question still remains, how good is this car? How much does it cost? Now, Nissan Kenya, who are the official dealers of Nissan in the country, will actually sell you the Ascenta. This is the Ascenta, the standard level, for 2.7 million Kenya shillings, VAT inclusive. And of course, if you want the higher spec version, the Ascenta Plus, they'll actually give you at 3,025,000 Kenya shillings. And of course, it comes with a 3-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty, whichever comes first. Plus, they'll throw in a 2-year or 50,000 kilometer service plan just for you to have peace of mind. And you can rely on the extensive network across the country. From Mombasa to Kisumu, Eldoret to Nyeri, you're able to service your Nissan quite effectively. But last but not least, you know this car exists in a space where there's plenty of competition. Who are the key rivals in this particular segment? We start with the Toyota Urban Cruiser, of course the sister, the Suzuki Brezza, and then we go to South Korea with the Hyundai Creta. So do you reckon that this particular Nissan has what it takes to beat the rest? Send us your thoughts as seen on the social media handles below, and we'll get back to you the feedback next week. Well, it's been an honor. Thank you so much for joining us on Cars with Big Boy Trev. Until next week, drive safe and be safe.